The word charrette is a term that we learn as architects that implies getting the right people around the table to make decisions in an expedient way.
We entered into the Charrette design phase. 3 days spent intensively together, kind of throwing out, casting that vision, and by the end of that 3 days, we had a product that we couldn't believe had been formulated in that short of a time frame.
Building God's Way listened exactly to what we wanted and what we had to say. So that made us feel really good that we were off on the right foot when we saw the early conceptual designs and they incorporated everything that we had shared with them that was important to us.
Oftentimes I'll get before a group and the staff has a really good idea of vision and purpose, but the transference to the larger group hasn't been made completely yet. And so that first discussion is usually guiding people through intergenerationally how we get to a common vision.
This is actually the third time I've been involved in building a church facility. What I learned through all of that and what became really clear with BGW is they understand how churches function. It was easy for them to see where we were trying to get to. With architects that I'd worked with in the past, it was a lot harder to get them to see the same picture that we were seeing in our minds. It was a struggle. In those past projects, they would come back with these drawings that would be beautiful, but they weren't functional.
I've been at BGW for a little over 17 years, and during that time, the majority of what I've done is lead churches and schools across the United States through the Charrette process that we have here at BGW. During that time, I've done a little over 200 church designs and assisted on many others. We've found many times that the team from the ministry that we're working with many times arrives with different ideas and different visions, different direction for where they want to go with the project. And the Charrette is incredibly effective at galvanizing them around a central goal and a central vision. Our goal is still to get all those ideas and pieces into the design process, but through the process to define what's the most important, what the critical path is, and how we can get through that.
They said at the end of 3 days, we'll have a rendering. It won't be final, but it'll be a rendering. And I thought, there's no way. Now we've worked, this is our third building that we've built since I started here. We worked with other architects, and I always felt like they were saying, this is what we do. Whereas BGW, with the Charrette process, they come in, and at the end of 3 days, like they say, they have a rendering. And I remember when they unveiled it, I was like, oh, that's who we are.
At BGW, we structure our preliminary design process, the fees that are associated with that, around getting the ministries that we work with the images that they need to succeed. And when I say succeed, I mean to get them the images that they need to start a fundraising campaign, to build momentum with the folks that are in the ministry, and to see them get to a point where they can actually build that vision. We believe that it doesn't do the church any good to just have a roll of drawings that they have in the corner of their building, or cool pictures that are posted on the wall. And so to that end, we've structured our fees accordingly to get them their images that they need. and then see them move to the next phase where we can both see a building get built, that ministry can take place, and lives can get changed.
The process was simply amazing. Not only did I learn in the process, but they gave back to me what I communicated to them about what Right Way was about and what we were called to do in our community and in our city. And I could not have gone with a better company than BGW.